Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of TarotCelebritea with your boy Ducky. Today we're going to be reading some cards on Shehnaaz Gill and Raghav Juyal. So remember to keep in mind that these videos are for entertainment purposes. And why is that? That is because we do not have Shehnaaz Gill nor Raghav Juyal here to confirm nor deny that what I'm seeing in the cards, how I'm interpreting the cards, is resonating with them or is not resonating with them. So just remember to take these videos with a grain of salt. And also, I'm gonna try my best to pronounce their names as best I can. My intention is not to disrespect them. I know they're talented, they're beautiful, they're amazing. So just remember to keep in mind that if my pronunciation of their names is funny, I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can. All right, let's get ready for Shehnaaz Gill and Raghav Juyal's reading. So let's see what their combined energy is, shall we? When Shehnaaz and Raghav are together, what's their combined energy? We got the Page of Wands in reverse. Let's keep going. When Shehnaaz Gill and Raghav Juyal are together, what's their combined energy like? The Three of Wands. Ooh. I'm hearing taking it slow. The Four of Swords in reverse. I don't know if that's my place to say what I'm thinking immediately. And at the bottom of the deck, we got the King of Cups. So let's start with this Page of Wands in reverse. You know, the Page of Wands is a very motivated person. There's a lot of motivational energy. There's a lot of communication involved and whatnot. But this card came in reverse as their combined reading. So I feel like when they're together, they're not focusing on moving quickly or they're just not really focusing on moving extremely quickly. And the reason why I'm saying that is because they got a lot of opportunities to hang out and spend time with one another. So I feel like Shehnaaz Gill and Raghav Juyal, they know that they have a lot of opportunities to spend with one another, and therefore they're not really rushing anything, is what I'm saying. There's not a lot of rush here between this connection. Also, with the Page of Wands representing communication, but this card coming in reverse, I feel like whenever they're together, a lot of other people just start speculating. A lot of other people start talking and gossiping about them. And it does cause a little bit of an unsettling energy, is what I'm seeing here with this Four of Swords here in reverse. You know, the Four of Swords, look at this person. They're just meditating. They're calm. Their mind is serene. But when this card comes in reverse, there's like a mental unrest. So I feel like whenever they're together, there's a bit of mental unease that goes on between the two of them. And I don't think it's between their energies. I think it's from outside sources, because, you know, this Page of Wands is in reverse is telling me that maybe people just like gossip or speculate or assume a lot about the two of them when they're together, and it does cause them a little bit of a sense of feeling not at ease, because they're probably just like wondering like, oh my gosh, if we do this, what are people going to think? If we don't do this, what are people going to think? What are they going to say? Because there's a lot that people are saying and speculating between the two of them. But I don't really think that they're taking things quickly, because there's a lot of opportunities here for the two of them. They know that whenever they're together, there's plenty of chances for them to maybe hang out, go out, get to know one another, spend time with one another. We also got the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And, you know, the King of Cups is someone who's very emotionally grounded. They're emotional, but they use their emotions as their strength. They're emotionally grounded. They have a lot of love to give. And this being a king card, it could be like the masculine energy. So I would assume maybe Raghav, not to say that Shehnaaz can't be this king of cups energy, of course, but I'm just speaking of like speculating and assuming, I'm just based off of the cards. I just feel like the two of them together, there's a lot of opportunities for them to get to know one another, and there's a lot of emotional groundedness between the two of them. This could be one party, this could be the two of them, or it could just be their combined energy being this King of Cups, which either way, it's on any of those three possibilities, this is a great card that represents that there's a lot of emotional depth here between their connection. There's a lot of love here, whether it's friendly, whether it's a romantic love, whether it's just like a business partner type of love. But there is a lot of emotional depth here between their connection, it's a good sign, y'all. So I know there's at least like 3 people that I can recall from reading the comments had requested this video. So chances are pretty good. All right. When Shehnaaz Gill thinks of Raghav Juyal, what comes to her mind? We got the Empress in reverse. Okay. And we got the Emperor. Whoa. We got the Empress and the Emperor. Okay. Actually, let me draw some cards for Raghav Juyal. When Raghav Juyal thinks of Shehnaaz Gill, what comes to his mind? What feelings arise? We got the World in reverse, unfinished business. Uh-oh. Whoa. Okay, let's keep going. With the Ace of Swords. Yeah, taking it slow. All right, let me drink some tea. My voice is still warming up, y'all. Okay, excuse me. All right, so we got the Empress here in reverse with the Emperor right side up. So when Shehnaaz Gill thinks of Raghav Juyal, she thinks Raghav is very much in his power. There's a lot of control here. Like he's a very controlled energy. Again, with this King of Cups, emotional control. There's a lot of emotional vulnerability, but there's a lot of control with that emotional vulnerability as well. And I feel like Shehnaaz Gill, when she thinks of Raghav Juyal, she thinks of stability. She thinks of someone who's very much in control of things, very strong, very motivating, very much a leader. But on the downside, the Empress in reverse can talk about being a little bit overprotective. The Empress is very mothering, very nurturing, very caring, abundant. But when this card comes in reverse, all of those things can be a little bit smothering. They can be a little bit too much. So I'm getting the sense that when Shehnaaz Gill thinks of Raghav Juyal, she thinks of like, maybe there's a little bit of fear here because she sees that he's a very dominating energy. He's very much in control and he knows who he is, who he wants to be, what he wants, what he's pursuing. But she's afraid that same energy, that same dominating energy can be a little bit too overbearing, a little bit too controlling, a little bit too maybe like suffocating rather, like, because I tell people, I'm like, even succulent plants die with me because I just give them too much love. I give them too much water and then they die. So just a metaphor, just an analogy. Don't read too much into it, y'all. But like that's the same thing here with like maybe he has so much love with this King of Cups that Shehnaaz Gill is afraid of losing her own sense of freedom with this, with maybe this connection. So, but she does think that Raghav Juyal is very much like an authoritative figure. He's very much in control of things and of himself. So now, when Raghav Juyal thinks of Shehnaaz Gill, what comes to mind? We got the World in reverse with the Ace of Swords in reverse. So the World in reverse is all about unfinished chapters, not willing to move on to the next page or to the next chapter because there's still something that hasn't really been resolved yet, something that hasn't happened yet that one is anticipating or hoping for. So I feel like when Raghav Juyal thinks of Shehnaaz Gill, he's thinking of like, there's still something there between us that hasn't happened yet. And so he's not willing to, or there's that sense of not willing or not wanting to turn the page or move to the next chapter because something hasn't happened yet between them. But on the other side, we got the Ace of Swords in reverse, which is all about staying still, not really doing a lot right now, being a little bit passive. And again, it resonates a lot with the first cards that showed up with this Page of Wands that came in reverse, where it seems like the two of them aren't really wanting to move things quickly. They're not wanting to rush things, and it is making sense here with Raghav Juyal's thoughts when he thinks of Shehnaaz Gill. So maybe he thinks that he's letting Shehnaaz Gill take her time. He's being patient. He's being a little bit more of just like on the sidelines, waiting to make another move, waiting to turn the page. But right now, there's a sense of like stillness. There's a sense of like not feeling the need to make any actions or any moves right now, which is nice. And again, it's because there's a lot of opportunities for them to spend time with one another. It could be like a business opportunity in regards to their careers that are crossing paths or something, but there's a lot of chances for them to get to know one another. So I think that's why there's a little bit of that stillness, a little bit of that taking time. So I know some people that requested this video want to know like what is the likelihood of them being together. So let's see, what is the likelihood, what are the odds? Oh, we got the Five of Cups in reverse. The odds are pretty good. There's more plus sides than downsides here with the Five of Cups in reverse. The Five of Cups normally talks about being sad and looking at the downsides of things when there's still some upsides. But when it comes in reverse, there's a lot more upsides than downsides. And I feel like the two of them are focusing more on the positives rather than the negatives or the not so positive aspects. So the odds are pretty good for them. Now let's get the card in the bottom of the deck. We got the Strength card. Yo, I think there's a strong connection here, a strong possibility between the two of them. Yeah. So, all right, let's get some advice for them too. All right, let's finish off the video with some advice for Shehnaaz Gill and Raghav Juyal. We got the Knight of Wands in reverse again, just a stagnancy. Or not stagnancy, but just like not feeling the need to make too many sudden moves. With the Six of Coins, ooh, beautiful advice. Courageous. Whoa. Fun fact, this is my card of the day, my oracle card of the day. All right. So we got some advice for them. First, let's start with courageous. The advice between Shehnaaz Gill and Raghav Juyal is to be courageous in this connection. There's a lot of strength here, and there's a lot of opportunities for them to get to know one another emotionally, have emotional depth, and for there to be a possible case of a good label going on here, because you know the emperor wants status. The emperor wants that status, whether it's, you know, like a good paying job or the status of a relationship. So there is a lot of the good signs here, and the advice for them is to be courageous between their connection. Um, Stand up for what they believe in and what their feelings are. But with the Knight of Wands here coming up in reverse, with the Six of Coins in reverse as advice, I I feel like the advice between the two of them is to not be so overly, to not overshare and be so giving of themselves um, immediately. You know, the Knight of Wands is a very fast moving knight, but when this card comes in reverse as an advice, I feel like the advice is to not move that quickly. Um, Share bits and pieces of one another, get to know one another slowly. This is resonating a lot with me and someone else that I'm connecting with, and we're doing the same thing. You know, little by little, we're getting to know one another, and I feel like the advice for them is to do the same thing. Um, there's a lot of potential for them to have a very strong foundation in their connection. And the way to build that strong connection is to not be so overly giving of themselves, to overshare so much of their deep desires, secrets, maybe worries and stuff like that, but to really be slow and methodical, take time, getting to know one another, and to be courageous, you know, um, to take some risks, in a sense of, like, you know, if they have a connection here that they want to explore, their advice is to be courageous, to have that courage, to have that strength, to vocalize, to verbalize, or to showcase that, but to not do it so much and be so, what's the word? Um, Maybe so open or available to one another, because then that creates the sense of oversharing or giving of oneself too much, especially in the beginning. So that's the advice I'm seeing. Like, they're already doing this, they're already kind of taking things a little bit slow, getting to know one another. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Very exciting for anyone who's a fan of Shehnaaz Gill or Raghav Juyal. I'm seeing a lot of great things in this card reading. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know in the comments, you know, some things that maybe you've heard or you've read about them too, because I don't know anything about them. I'm just over here looking at these pictures on Google of them, and yeah, they they're both very beautiful people. So anyway, let me know what you think of this video. Feel free to give me a thumbs up if you liked it, or a thumbs down if you did not like it. That is totally okay. And remember to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and sexually. Love and respect yourselves and others. And as always, stay hydrated. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye.